Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it. Not a lot happened pre-market. Okay. It looks like we're immediately testing the 5. And also we see that the 5 and the 20 may be spreading apart. So we'll see how we react to the 5 here. Let's see how price reacts to the 5. So we have the 20 at 79.60 and the 5, we're at the 5 right now. Alright, so about 2 points away. This pink ranger, it already happened before market. Maybe you could have caught it. All right, we're gonna wait for the pullback. We gotta wait for a pullback to get our information. All right, let's see if this is the Santa Claus rally. All right, we got above the 5. Let's see if we test the 20. The 20's at 79.62. Looks like they got room for it. Oh yeah, they got room for it. They got room. It might be ugly to get there, but they might get there. We'll see. Let's see if you retest the 5 and reject. See if we get a chance for an entry. We're gonna wait for a week bear cycle. Unless you feel confident you can jump in now and hopefully you can ride to the 20. Maybe a pullback would be your best bet. Wait for a pullback. All right, let's see if we get a retest. Let's see if we're gonna get blast off. Let's see if it's gonna blast off anytime soon. I want to see a big spike to the 20. Let's hope for a big spike to the 20. Okay, how's it look? How does it look? Ideally, we like to go back and test this 5. Let's wait for the magenta to form. If it is, let's just wait. Let this play out. We haven't tested anything yet. We haven't tested anything yet. If it does happen, you know the drill. You gotta donate my brain to science. You know the drill. All right, Discord, start to protect this trade. Break, retest. You enter here, your trade's protected, okay? Now you let the money come in. I told you, you control how much you're gonna make today. You're gonna control that. Easy money, right? Easy money. Do you believe me now? You trust me now? Everyone in the world can see way ahead of time. We already knew what was going to happen and when. It's one thing to say, hey, the stock market's going to go up, the stock market's going to go down, but the important thing is when, right? I gave the exact time. I gave you the exact time and date. Look at the money we just printed. Look at the money. If the retest of this 77.28 and this candle didn't tell you something, start to look at the pattern. Start to see the pattern. You think this is a mistake? All right, good job, Discord. Good job. Good job. Easy, right? Stress-free. You know what it needed to do. Easy. That was easy to see that one set up. That was way too perfect. Like, look how perfect, way too perfect. Way too perfect. If everyone in the world couldn't figure out how to make money here, there's nothing I can do. If this with I don't know how much notice we need for this type of stuff, and I even told you when your short was going to be. So look, here's our bolt to perfection, to absolute perfection. If you get anything past this, you know, now you got to start to tighten your stops, right? Because we're at the key level. If it wants to reject, we're going to look at under the 5. So we're going to get here like this. From this point here, this is our 1, this is our 2. For the 1, you have to wait for this, right? You want to see it do this first and then this, like that. If none of this happens, then there's no trade for puts, right? And before this happens, this needs to happen. And before this happens, this needs to happen. So there's a series of if-then statements in front of you, right? This doesn't have to be right now. It could be here. It could be here whenever they decide to do this. So if you're looking for puts, if it doesn't look like this, don't get involved. That's the answer. All right, let's get that second bite at the apple. I'm gonna move my my stops to underneath this pullback right here. So here are my stops. I'm just letting it run. Here was the entry. I didn't get filled exactly on the bottom. Somewhere up here. Somewhere on the turnaround. I didn't get a perfect fill, but somewhere down here. it wasn't even really uncomfortable in here. It just, the price just kept going. So easy trade. I'm gonna have my initial contract stop out underneath this red body right here. My initial contracts from this break and retest. So I'm gonna leave them here. I'll probably leave, I'll give a little bit more room. I'm only gonna leave a few runners. I'm not gonna leave that many runners. This is key level. I'm not gonna overstay my welcome here. I wanna protect against this right here. It's about to take me out of my first set of contracts. Okay, I'm gonna let the runners go. I'll keep them under, probably under this body right here. I'll give it a lit. That's it. I'm not gonna give it more than that. I'm not gonna give it more than that. Yeah, I've taken all the risk I want to take. Said I wasn't gonna trade. This is probably done after this. I don't need to do any more trades after this one. I'm hoping for another bite at the apple so that I'm hoping we can get above the 20 and then I can move my stops to the 20 for my runners. So, you know, the only thing I'm worried about is if they pull back strong enough or enough to you know, to yank my contracts from me before the continuation, because I'm only gonna put up with so much drawdown. There's only so much I'm gonna put up with. If I need to get back in, I can get back in, right? But I'm not gonna let it go against me too much. Matter of fact, I might start tightening up. I'm not gonna let it draw down too much. I'm here, I'm just focusing. Give me a moment, I'm just gonna be quiet for a second. So far it looks like I might want to survive this week bear cycle, so I think I'm gonna hold on to these contracts for a little bit. I'm hoping to get a second bite at the apple, so I want to see if they retest, at least the retest up here, and then if it does get back up there, you know, I can slide my stop loss quick. But I'm gonna let it play out. This might be one where you hold for the week bear cycle. If you don't know what a week bear cycle is, you gotta send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com, so I can get you sorted out. We already had our first win for the day. We're actually still in the trade, but technically it was on the break and retest of, oh, it's right here. Sorry, I don't know what I was looking at. We're at our first trade right here, so some of us may still be in it, I don't know. I'm just focusing right now. Man, I really want them to just lift off here. I really want them to just lift off, but I'm afraid for another grab before they push up. So I'm just gonna leave my stops here. I might take, okay, I'll probably, okay, what I'll do is I'll break up this next set of contracts in half again, and then I'll leave some here, and I'll just chase the rest. That's what I'll do. Okay, so that's the game plan. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave some here, and I'm gonna chase the rest. It's second bite at the apple, so I'm not gonna. It's either gonna, you know, bite it and like what it tastes and keep going, or it's gonna bite it and taste the worm and turn the other way. So I'll be ready for whatever happens. I'll be ready for whatever happens, but I'm walking through the trade, how I try to maximize the trade. Doesn't always work, but you know, seems to be working out right now. Okay, here's the second bite at the apple. There it is. Here's our second bite at the apple. All right. Let's see if we can get above this 20. Let's see if we can get above this 20. Come on. It's gonna start to get a little wild here. It's gonna get a little wild here. Decide what you want to do. If you're gonna take the money or if you're gonna hold. This is where you need to decide. It's gonna start getting wild. I'll be right back. I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. I'm just gonna try to focus a little bit. So I'm still here. Just look. We already made money, so you can't lose from here. So just whatever needs to happen, stick to our strategy. Hold on. Let me focus. Just stick to the strategy, whatever needs to happen. Just let it play out. We can't lose. Don't get greedy and try to collect every single penny right now and then get upset later when it keeps going, right? You decide right now what you're going to be comfortable with. Win, lose, or draw. This is where you need to make that decision. Okay? So I'm going to focus really quick. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. I'm still here. Just focus. All right, look, our first trade, absolutely perfect, right? Absolutely perfect. You can't ask for a better, literally. Like, I don't know who else is doing this on the internet, but I don't know who else is doing this, but you're here and we're doing the right thing. So, well, we made money from this point here. This is on you, right? I can't control your hands and your fingers, you know, to tell you when to buy, when to sell. I can only tell you when the setups are, what they look like. So if you're currently in this trade with me, then I'm just telling you what I'm doing. You don't have to do it. You need to figure out your own risk tolerance, okay? Figure out your own risk tolerance. I'm going to show you how to get to the money. You figure out how much you're going to collect out of that play. I'm hoping to survive this week, what do you call it? Bear cycle. If you don't know what a weak bear cycle is, you got to send me an email. Do it before the beginning of the year. The price is going up next year. It's already locked in. The price is going up already. If you join before the new year, you're going to get grandfathered in. Otherwise, you're going to be subject to change. The new rate is going to be January of 2026. It's going to be 150 for new members. It's going to be 150 for new members. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. If you get in now, 125, you're locked in. If you wait till after January, it's 150 and you're going to be subject to change. So that's what it is. And the reason why, it's right in front of your face, because I just showed everyone in real time, live, exactly when and where to buy a call. That's why. So that information is very valuable, and it costs something. It costs money for that, because you're gonna make more money, right? It's an investment. It's an investment in yourself. If you're not gonna invest in yourself, then you're probably in the wrong place. You're wasting your time. This channel is for people that are driven to change something about their life, to make a positive change into the world as well. If you think you're gonna use this money just for like weird things, it doesn't work like that. It's not gonna work in your favor. You can do all the weird stuff with other money, but not with LST money. All right, we're gonna let these runners, letting the runners run, right? This is why I'm walking you through it. This is why I'm telling you where my stop is, right? I told you it's gonna be underneath this. I told you exactly where it's gonna be. I'm walking you through it. We're doing it together. You're not alone. You know, I think a long time ago, probably this candle here would have, you know, any one of these red candles probably would have stopped me out a long time ago. A long time ago, any one of these red candles would have stopped me out, if I'm being honest. It took me a little bit to finally, you know, let Jesus take the wheel, so to speak. And when I say that, I mean, like, you know, you got to let the market do what it's got to do. At some point, you just got to say, hey, look, I know it's uncomfortable, but these are the rules. These are the rules. If you want to play the game, you at least got to play by the rules. Right? Because look, if we play by the rules, our best bet is to follow this strategy. I talk about it day in and day out. And even when my own human emotion gets involved, and I walk, and I'm telling you right now, the strategy is this. Me personally, I'm doing this. And, you know, I noticed that the strategy usually works out better for me. You know, sometimes you're going to get those lucky gambles that you just get that hunch and you're like, man, I want to do it. And then you pull the trigger and it works. And then you're like, I knew it, I'm the best. And then you get those ones when you're like, you know, the whole same mental setup. You're like, oh yeah, here we go. I knew it. And it goes against you. And then you're like, trading's not for me. What am I doing? Everyone was right. This is gambling. Look at the money. Look at the money we just printed. Look, I told you to hold a little bit. I told you to hold. Look at the money. We're doing this together. You're not alone. You're not alone. You knew that puts had to be here, right? This is simple. Look at the money we just printed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at the money we just printed. There it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I told you. I told you guys. Oh, look, hold. I'm telling you, if you're on this journey with me, you're not doing it alone. We're doing it together. I'm not taking trades. I'm not telling you to take trades that I'm not taking myself. You think I'm risking my own money? I mean, we're all risking money. Let me clarify. We're all risking money here. But I mean, man, the odds are in my favor. Oh, listen, if you're new here, you got to take your time with this stuff, okay? You got to take your time. Don't let these, I know it seems easy and you're like, well, I can do that. Sure. Just don't over leverage. Take your time. Listen, if you're in this Discord, I have the whole entire strategy and mile markers, what you should be doing at what point. It's already in. Look at the money. It's already set up. Look at the money. It's already set up in our in our system. Listen, it's very, very difficult if you follow the strategy to not be very successful. It's very hard. It's math. This is math. How do I know this? Or how would you know it? Because it's verifiable. Well, then the question is, how do you verify it? Very simple. Send an email. It's free, okay? You're gonna go into the Discord. You're gonna go through something called the trade chat channel in the Discord. Look at all the wins. And then if you want to cross-reference, because you know that could just be a drawing, doesn't mean anything, or an image that doesn't mean anything, you can actually cross-reference every single day with our live stream. Every single day you can cross-reference with the live stream to verify that during that live stream, this guy said that this is gonna happen, and it did. So if you're not willing to take that amount of effort, then this ain't for you. Then you're lazy. Then you're lazy and you're probably not cut out to make money. It's not for everybody. Because you're the type of person I can already tell. If you're sitting there still trying to contemplate whether or not you should send me an email, if it wasn't enough that that I literally, to the perfect time, date, you name it, if that wasn't good enough, if that parlor trick didn't impress you, hold on. I'm gonna move my stop to the 20. So right underneath the 20. Right underneath the 20 is my stop. Anyways, next year the price is going up. Why? Because I'm offering something valuable to the world. That's why. I don't need to explain it anymore. If you don't understand that concept, please don't send me an email. Do not send me an email. You need to go get a GED instead. I'm just kidding. Kinda. Okay, I'm going to. It's dancing on my stop. If I get a significant candle here, it's gonna take me out. Okay. We're surviving. We're surviving, and we're mobbing still. We're surviving. Let's go. Let's get a couple more bucks out of it. Come on. Let's see if we can get 81.50. That'll be nice, or at least 81. That'll be nice. No, 81.50 looks better. Let's go to 81.50. Am I being greedy? Listen, if you're new here, and you're gonna see people posting, oh, wins. Don't let them influence you to trade outside of your comfort level, okay? Because you're gonna see people posting, oh, win. We got a couple gamble bunnies in here. No, I'm just joking. They're not gambling, but when people post the wins, don't allow that to take you off your path. Hold on. This journey is an individual thing. It's personal, right? So I'm giving you I'm going to give you the framework on how to get success, on how to be successful, and then you can tweak it to your own. Damn, what's going to happen here? Now I want to cut the bleeding. Now I want to stop the bleeding. I'm going to leave it where it is, and if it's dancing on my stop. Oh, it's dancing right on it. Come on. One more push up, and I'll be a good boy, I promise. One more push up. I'll be a good boy. Let's go. Okay, hold on, and dancing. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more dollar. I'm gonna give it one more dollar space. I'm gonna give it one more dollar space. Like, just a little. Give it a little bit of a dollar to breathe. Just let it breathe a little bit. Okay. Let's see liftoff right here. Let's get liftoff. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, if you're new, don't let the older or the more experienced traders take you off your journey. Okay? Your time will come. Just if you rush it, don't rush it. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you're an adult. Don't rush this. If it's not abundantly clear by now, it's an actual working strategy. Hold on, it's about to. If it's not abundantly clear, the strategy works, but there's rules to it, and it takes time. Oh man, this one got me, and I wasn't even paying attention. It already took me out. It took me out, this one right here. Okay, I have one last set. They're sitting down here. I don't know. Dang. Do I want to stop the bleeding or take the money? You know what? I'm gonna. Okay, I got stopped out on everything. I just decided to take the money. Okay, that was a good trade. Let's review that trade. We saw the strong move up. We wanted to look for our little pullback, which was announced. Wait for the pullback. I also drew the break, retest, and reject to the perfect time, perfect entry. I know this is on here before. You didn't have to rewind the tape. It was actually on there before I edited and erased it. But hold on. Oh, look. See, they took me out, and then look. That's okay. See, that's a decision I made. I was either going to leave my stop here underneath this wick. I was either going to leave it here or take my money. I made a decision to take the money. So if this continues up, that's a risk that I took. I understood what the goal was and what the task was. That was accomplished. So once that goal was accomplished, now I have the option to decide, am I willing to stick around to collect more, or am I calling it a day? Did I make enough from this trade? I made that decision at that time, so I'm gonna live with it, right? This is a business, and I made a business decision, and I'm not upset with it. So I'm gonna let this play out. I'm gonna stand up, circulate some blood, and I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Look for a break and retest of the 20 for more calls. Let's see if we get confluence. If we get a break and retest of the 20 and we start our our bull cycle. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I know I have to chart. Just give me a second. I need to circulate blood. I'll be right back. Good trade on the first one, by the way. Good, really good trade. I'm proud of the Discord. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. Okay, let's talk for a bit. This play's still going on. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing to do here, right? We're just sideways chopping. We found our liquidity most likely. Here, let's go ahead and figure this out. Okay, I look like I caught a stroke. Let me try that again. Okay, I'm not, what's going on here? I did the best I could. This is our liquidity box. So on this break and retest trade here, here are my two options, right? At key level, I could have took all profit, which ended up happening, right? At key level, I think on this candle, one of these candles here, I got taken out. However, my other option was to leave my, which I stated out loud, that the next option was to leave the runners underneath this wick. So that's what I was contemplating at whatever this time was, 10:05. 10:05, 10:06. At 10:06, I made the decision to take profit up here. So if it continues up, I'm not gonna have FOMO, right? Because I know I can get back in on a break, retest, and reject. I'm probably gonna wait till above this, like that. Well, if I'm being honest, that's what I would do. If I'm being honest, talking about me personally, Friday is not a day that I like to trade. So this is the only trade I saw. This was a, really easy setup. It was so it hit the path that I drew so perfect. I was like, you know what? I gotta take this one. So I was a little late. Normally I would take it on red, but I didn't even plan on trading. So once I saw this, I was like, okay, we got something here. Yeah, I know I wasn't supposed to take any trades. I did, but that setup was just too. It was there, It was. I'm trying to teach you guys to look for breeds, and I know sometimes I say look for the strong green and 2 red. 2 red is like the rule of thumb. It's just easier for that pattern, but it's more about Hold on, let me put this on mute. I'll be right back. YouTube. This is only for Discord. Look, if you're in here, I'm back live, by the way. If you're okay with trading in here, then you're okay with the price. This is our liquidity box. This is the answer. So, I've been doing this enough to know that I'm not going to sit here and try to make it seem like I'm telling you all, don't waste your time. If you're brave and you think you know something I don't, then trade in here by all means. Otherwise, we made our money for the day. Your trade setups better be stellar. It better look exactly how I drew. If it doesn't look how I drew, whatever I'm drawing, you better stay away from it. Or if you decide you're taking trades that are outside of what I'm suggesting, then you better be okay with that. Because my strategy, I don't like risk, and I don't like risking other people's money. I don't think you understand. It's a very huge responsibility that weighs heavily on me to know that people are relying on me for their money, you know, to use their money. So when I'm telling you, like, when I'm saying safety, I get it. You know, maybe you don't want to wait all day for that. Maybe that may not happen today, right? Maybe the price may not trigger a flush today. You have to be okay with not trading. You don't have to trade every day. Understand, this is a business. Stop making it a gambling thing where it's like a hobby and you're getting endorphins filled or whatever. How did endorphins work? When they hit your endorphins or release, right? The release of endorphins. There it is. You get your endorphin release and you get your high because you're gambling, because you just want to be right. You just want to be right. You want to feel validated somehow, and this is it. Stop that junk, man. Anybody got time for that? No one has time for that. Just follow a strategy, whatever it is. Follow a strategy. You know, when the emotions kick, everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. Everyone has a fight plan until they get punched in the mouth. So just know what your fight plan is and stick with it. It's always, the emotions is what gets you chopped up. I'm telling you, emotions get you chopped up. You see that red candle and all of a sudden your heart sinks. Your heart sinks and you feel that cold feeling go down your back, like your spine, like you got caught stealing. And you're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then the green candle, you're like, that sigh of relief. If that's happening to you, that is not stress-free trading, right? You should not have these. This is not what it should be. Who wants to work in that environment? No one wants to work in that environment, okay? No one. And if you're working in this environment, it's because you keep messing around when you're not supposed to. Right? It's because you're taking trades before, you know, the break of whatever, or, you know, this is the truth. It can't be the strategy because I post the wins every day. Right? So it can't be that. So look, ideally, we have to understand the environment we're in, right? Here, understand the environment, right? If we're looking for puts, listen to my logic. If we're looking for puts, you know liquidity is on the 5. We know this. Do you think it's an accident that the 5 is lining up with this liquidity box? Do you think this is an accident? It doesn't matter what you think. You're here because you don't know what to think. Cool. So look, let's just say that this is not an accident, right? Let's just say, if you if you're not sure which direction the price is going, here, watch. I'm gonna give you the answer. I'm actually gonna mute it and only put it on Discord. So, sucks to be YouTube. Send me an email. Stop being lazy. Hold on. First of all, everyone remember what I'm talking about, because I'm gonna forget. So remember what I'm talking about, and then I'm gonna mute these YouTube people. And then I'm gonna be right back. All right, here we are. I'm back. Now listen, watch. I'm about to give the world another setup. Listen, world. This isn't gonna last much longer, so better enjoy it now. Enjoy it now, because here comes the setup. It's gonna be blue, but you gotta wait for the blue above the purple for calls. Okay. So we want to. Okay. Give me one moment. All right, we're gonna see if it's gonna be build in magenta and break a green. We're gonna be able to test green shortly. This one will be the test. This one will be the ideal, right? So we're gonna test it here. This is the ideal one down here. It's about to get easier from here. Everyone's the Discord knows it, right? The Discord sees me cooking. The Discord sees it. They know. They see what's happening. Okay, so this is what we want to see if it's gonna happen. Want to see if we're gonna make our flag, right? If you took the test break a blue, you got to protect this trade, right? Because it's the risk reward to the blue. Ideally, we like to get a break retest of the 20. If you took this one, you got to protect this trade, right? Also, look, if this happens, if this bull flag happens, you got to donate my brain to science. I'll be okay with it. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna have to donate my brain to science. All right, look, What's the new gentleman's name? What's the new gentleman? Mr. David. Now look, these people are about to get in there and start gloating about how much money. Don't let them influence you, okay? You stay your path. Don't let them influence you. DC's gonna be the guy in the corner that says, "Hey man, you trying to fly?" Oh man, I'm kidding. DC's a good guy. I think me and DC have that relationship where I could crack those jokes. Okay, good. Yeah. Hey kid, you trying to fly? Oh man, look at it stalling right here. Come on, let's go. Let's get a poll on who thinks it's gonna retest and reject. Let's see if we get above this blue here. Let's see if we can break this blue. Oh, this is so sketchy because it's right at the 20. This is unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is, so I'm about to find out. I'm so ready to gloat. I'm so ready to gloat. Hold on. I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to give it time. I'm ready to gloat. You guys know I love to gloat, right? I hate that word because it sounds so hideous to me. Gloat? It sounds so bad. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be a little patient here. I want to gloat so bad. I'm going to be patient. They're making me wait for this one. They're making me wait for this one. Oh my God, come on, we need a big pop. Oh, we need this pop, come on, let's go. Let's pop, let's pop. Come on. Why? Let's go. Pop. Let's break the liquidity. It wants to do it so bad. Come on. Technically, we could have claimed victory on this, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to gloat too early. Because if I gloat too early, it's gonna it's gonna look bad. So, let me just wait. Oh man. So like I like this wick here, but look at this one trying to scare me out. Why? Don't try to scare me out. I'm the good guy. I'm gonna mark out high a day. They're struggling at high a day. I marked out high a day. High of day, excuse me. Were you just thinking that, really? Because DC, it's like we finish each other's sandwiches. Okay, I'm about to claim victory on this one here. I'm about to claim victory because I'll give it some more time. I'll give it some more time. We'll give it some more time. I'm not going to be preemptive. Yeah, victory. You took the victory. So I know you guys probably got in a lot earlier, but I'm just trying to like forecast it as if a new member were to, you know, just take the trade, stuff like that. So I'm trying to allow that actual course to play out. So then I can say, see, I told you so, follow my strategy, it works. That's the plan, just so I can gloat. I pretty much day trade all day and do all these setups just so I can gloat. Because I need to get that gloating off my chest. There it is. There it is. And DJ, you have to understand, if it didn't work, that's something you're gonna have to be okay with, right? And if you apply your stops appropriately, you'll be fine, right? It's hard to lose twice in a row. It's very hard to lose twice in a row. All right, we need to bounce off of this 20 right here. Here's a break. Here's the retest. Let's bounce off the 20. Come on, bounce off the 20, please. Bounce off the 20. We need to bounce off the 20 right here. So, I mean, technically, yes, the bull flag is in profit, but I'm waiting. I'll wait to gloat. Technically, yeah, it worked. It's in profit, but I want to wait to gloat just a little bit more. I'm gonna need to bounce off this 20 and quit messing around, because this, not enough money. Not enough. I think I want to get a little bit more. I want to get some more. Look, if it's gonna go up, we're gonna have to be okay with. We're gonna have to be able to survive this right here. Watch. We're gonna have to be able to survive that. So if you're in calls, I think break of the green would be your exit if you're in calls. This green here would be your exit. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, I was just doing a whole bunch of talking on mute. Why? Why do you guys let an old guy jump on the microphone on technology like that? You shouldn't do that. Look, if you're trading inside of this liquidity box, that means you're okay with the price. I'll repeat it again. If you're inside of this, you are okay with the price. What we need to do is allow this to build up and then break, or build up and then break. That's the answer. It's Friday. They're going to try to burn out contracts. If it's stuck in between 80 and 77, don't get involved. If you don't see good movement, good price action, don't get involved. That's the answer. Or else, because think about it. What did it do? Monday, Friday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It did the initial move, and then for the rest of the day, it went sideways. So if we're currently identifying chop, now we know we're in chop. We know where our setup is now. Let me clean up this chart. If we identified the chop, now we know we're in chop. Where's our setup? Somewhere below here for puts. Where's our setup? Somewhere above here for calls. What does it need to look like? It needs to look just like this. Or it needs to look just like this. If you're in here, you're okay with the price. Now, I know this seems like a very long time and a very large distance. These are the rules of day trading. We identified chop. You're going to get caught in the chop again? Are you going to get caught in the chop? Okay, there you go. It's hard to be wrong twice in a row. So now we know what our setup is. Now it's confirmed. There's no question anymore from here. So when I'm telling you it's hard to be wrong twice in a row, it's because I've already worked out all the math. I'm telling you, one of these things is going to happen. And if it doesn't, then guess what? You just saved yourself some headache of getting caught up in chop. Stress-free. You no longer have to stress. You don't have to sit there with onion armpits. So we're gonna see if this is our little tiny range, and this little range is gonna give us a heads up on what's gonna happen, right? So let's go ahead and put alerts. We're gonna put alerts and get business-like. And here's the business aspect. Now we have our criteria set up. Now we have our criteria. Now we're gonna let it play out. So I have an alert here and I have an alert here. Once this triggers, then I'll see where we are. Once this triggers, I'll see where we are. Otherwise, I'm not getting caught. It's too easy from here. It's too easy. Now I know they gave up the game. Now I smell blood in the water. I know where the money is now. Let's check it. Let's check it. Okay, so I think this green and this teal are lining up, okay? So this is the one. Do with that what you will. Don't overstay your welcome on this put, right? Do not overstay your welcome. Technically we're still above the water. Now on this put here, understand the risk. It has the chance to turn around here. It has the chance to turn around here. So your best bet is to wait for this. You know all the risks. Now you know the risks. I'm telling you, whatever I have on the screen, it is going to happen. There is no other option. I'm telling you. Now how you play that, that's on you. If you want safety, wait till below the 5, most likely underneath this one right here. Yep. All right, let's see if we're gonna build in this blue and break the teal. And then it's gonna be between green and teal. Okay, those are the setups for the day. It took us this long to figure it out, but that's what it is. So everyone's got it, now everyone knows. Build in blue, break teal, and then it's gonna be build in magenta, break green. So blue and teal, magenta and green. Okay, on our 5 minute, this is what we're looking for. It's either gonna be this, meaning you gotta wait for somewhere down 795. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, that actually does make sense. Or it's gonna be this. So this is gonna be our 50-50. That's the answer. Actually, we never got a chance to test green, so we're gonna test green. Let's test green first. Yeah, let's test green first. All right, ready? So the setups are like this. For calls, let me clean up the chart just a bit. By the way, we use the 5-minute chart. On the 5-minute chart, for calls, we want the price to travel down green and then break this green, which would look, so this teal is the green on the 5, I believe. Yeah. So build in blue, break of teal. So the price is here. I'll be a little more clear because I'm kind of jumping around. When I'm saying build in blue, I mean the price went up and now we're building in the blue. And then eventually it's gonna break this teal, and then it should break and continue. That's what we're looking for. It's probably best visualized on the 5, because the 5 will show us this flag much better. And then for puts, we're looking for, I think we got the green now. Build in this magenta and then the break of green. So we wanted to build in the magenta and then break the green, or break the green. You got it, bud? Mr. David? Use the 5-minute chart. The 5 minutes going to be easier, right? So on the 5-minute chart, it's this green. And then what is... Oh, I just have them. Okay, I can make them match. Never mind. I'll just make a match instead of being literally the opposite. I'll do this one. Okay, Discord, these are your setups. If none of this happens, then there's no trade. Okay? We need to be under, what is this? 77.95, like this. Right? We want to see the shoulder form, break, retest, reject under 77.95. And for calls, we want to look for this to grind down to grab liquidity from most likely where? 77.95, right? Probably our flexion point here before it pushes up. These are the setups, okay? I'm not gonna stay on here too much longer, so I'm telling you what the setups are. What I don't want to happen is to chop between red and green here all day. And then look, on the break of this teal, risk to reward. You gotta measure your risk to reward. The further you get away, the further teal gets away from green, the better it is. Right? Because we want to see the liquidity grab. Because if it just turned around here, that's thin liquidity. This is deep liquidity down here. We want the deep liquidity. And that's also what she said. Look, this is why it's stress-free. We already know what our setups are. And I'm telling you, one of these two things is going to happen. And you already know what the setup is for each one. So if it's going to be puts, it's going to break underneath 77.95, retest 77.95, and reject underneath 77.95. It's going to be calls, it's going to grind down here until we get to a certain point, and then it's going to start rejecting above, and then hopefully we break this teal. That's the answer. But here's the thing. If you are on YouTube and not on the Discord, when I turn this stream off, you're lost. The Discord members can use my charts even when I'm not here. And if you see me doing this all the time on the screen, constantly shaking the screen, and you're like, bro, I can't follow along with you, you're shaking the screen too much, you need to join the Discord. You can control it on your own. These are the same charts that I have in front of you, exact same ones. I share it with the Discord. You're going to be able to use it. All right, now look, you see how green's building up this good liquidity in here, right? You see how it's respecting green now? We found green. It took a little bit. We found it. No big deal. We identified the chop, right? We knew there's no surprise here. This is a 1. This is a 1. So we want to go if and if. If you're taking this trade, that's on you. You're literally in the middle of the lick box. So we need to wait for momentum to tell us where they're going. We want to wait for either above this green or below this red. We're stuck in this liquidity box right here. We're stuck. You see it. I don't even need to say anything else. We're stuck in here. You're not going to know the momentum until it breaks one way or the other. Let's see if we have this wedge right here. Hold on, let me clean up this chart. Let's see if we have a wedge forming like so. That's why it's important we identify our algos. It's very important. And you got to do it ahead of time, not after the fact. Everyone's a genius after the fact. You got to do it ahead of time. And actually, you shouldn't even be focused on that. You should be waiting for your setups. You should be understanding market structure and waiting for your setups. That's what you should be doing. You shouldn't be worried about algos right now. You got a long way to go before you're worried about that sort of stuff. So just be patient. We have a criteria, right? Here's our what is this? Our alert on green, our alert on red. If we get above green, we're gonna start to think. We're gonna wait for the break and retest. Maybe this one's gonna be our trigger for the entry. But it's so close to the 20, right? You can't mess around into 20. But I'm telling you, it's gonna get easier from here. One of these things is going to happen, and I'm gonna chat later in the Discord and gloat, and then they're all gonna be annoyed. But it's okay, because I'm gonna keep repeating the same things over and over and over until it sticks. If I don't mind doing it. If I have to do that, keep drawing the same patterns, repeating the same thing over and over and over, because that's what it took for me to get it done. That's what it took for me to get it done, right? Okay, you see it. Protect this trade, right? Protect your trade. If you're taking this one, you got to protect this trade. Because look, we've already identified every risk. We've already identified it, right? We know there's one here. We know there's one here. We know there's one, oh, here on the bottom of this teal. We know there's one here at the 5. Your best bet, wait till we get underneath here. That's why I'm telling you where your safety is. If you can survive all this, this is your safety. If not, I'm telling you where your risks are. In no uncertain terms. So everyone's fully aware. If you want safety, you gotta wait till somewhere down here. This one will trigger you to let you know to get ready for puts. These are the rules. This is how it works. Understand. So let this play out. If you're in puts, your stop has to be up here. And you know, look at the liquidity box. And if you don't know there's a liquidity box here, you gotta join my Discord. You gotta join my Discord. So we have our marching orders. We know the criteria. You don't need to sit here and try to trade all day and figure out, you know, who's gonna go where. Why? Green, red. You'll know. Let's look at our 5-minute chart. Look, there's nothing to do here, right? There's no setup yet, right? It is setting it up. We are currently getting the setup. You have to allow it to happen, right? You allow one of these things to happen because listen, it is going to happen. It is. I'm telling you right now. See, look, I told you every risk. Look, you see this little boom. It can turn around here. That's why I told you, hold on. Just wait. Wait for the setup. Look at our 5-minute chart. Nothing's been triggered yet on our 5-minute chart. I'm gonna clean up this 1 minute really quick. this is a good example. I want everyone to look at the 11 o'clock candle. This is a good example of let the candle close. You know, even though technically I guess it closed underneath this green, you can see this wick here. You know, you see this wick. You know this liquidity grab. So when I'm saying let it be obvious, let it be obvious. Let it close. Close below, right? Not a wick. You want it to close below. Let it be obvious. You're not going to be late. Chances are you know you're going to get a second bite at the apple. We're always afraid that we're too late. All right, let's see what we got. Let's be patient and see what we got. Let's look at our 5-minute chart. Discord guides off the 5-minute chart. YouTube, you don't have access to the 5-minute chart. Sorry. Send me an email and we'll fix that. LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. Actually, it's a good idea to send me an email today on Friday because then you get the whole weekend. You get the whole weekend to check out all the stuff. I'll be right back. I'm just being quiet. Who's ready for blast off? Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we want to know if we built in blue, and we want to know if this build in blue was enough liquidity to break our teal liquidity to see if we can get a push up at least to the green. Let's see if that happens. So let's just let it play out. All right, break of the 20. Let's see if we're retesting the 20, and let's see if we reject the 20 while at the same time breaking our teal, and at the same time building momentum towards 680.54. So let's see if all that happens. All right, we guide off the 5, so don't front run it. Allow it to happen on the 5, right? Allow it to happen on the 5. You see what happened on the 5? Allow it to happen. Don't front run this stuff. We're going through it together. Don't front run it. The 5-minute candle has a minute 14. The 1 minute has 10 seconds. We want to see a break, retest. Let's see if it rejects. We want to grab the liquidity off the 20 and then push up through teal, and then, you know, hopefully through green. Let's see if we get a strong green. This isn't enough drawdown, but whatever. Strong green, two red. Let's see if we get some more green continuation above, you know, whatever I said, above teal, and then let's see if it takes us all the way to green. So don't firm run it, let it happen. This is our 5-minute chart. We got off the 5. We haven't, our entry hasn't triggered yet, so don't front run it. Allow it to happen. Still got what, 20 seconds on this candle. It'll be obvious. It's not gonna be like, oh, is this the candle? It'll be obvious. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, if you're on TikTok and you're going through it right now because you joined us a little bit late, here's what you're up against. What you're hoping for is a liquidity grab to a 680.54, just for it to grab liquidity and then push back down. If we form support at 680.54, you might want to get out of that trade. But, you know, to answer your question, no one really knows because we're still inside of this liquidity. This gray shadow thing that I have, we're still inside of it. So no one really knows. However, if you were in my Discord, we're about to hold on. I'm not gonna get ahead of it, right? We're just gonna go ahead and allow the thing to happen. We're just gonna let it happen, right? Okay. Look, if you're on TikTok and you are having a hard time, you're here now, okay? Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. Maybe, you know, think about cutting that put if you're in a put. I don't know. I don't want to give financial advice like that. I'm giving the setups. You're here now. What I can say is, I would probably get out of that. Like, I don't know how to explain it because we were, you know, you're here now. That's what I could say. My Discord members knew exactly how to make money in this. Yeah, but you're here now. That's all I could say, and you'll be fine. So whoever you're following before, go ahead and delete that. Look at the money we just printed. Mr. David. Okay, Mr. David. So do you see how the setup works now? Now, on the break of this deal, it's up to you to either you want to collect your money. If, let's say you did 10, 15, 20, 30 contracts here, and you're like, look, I'm good. I don't need to play anymore. You can take your profit. If you want to wait for or if you want to let the play out, it's up to you. You figure out how you're going to play it from here. Okay. So that's how it works. Now, again, ideally, we like to be above green. That's why there's a green here, by the way. So it's if we break this and if we break green. But, you know, let it play out. I suggest you stick with your strategy. Let it play out. Anyways, let's see what happens. I'm going to be quiet. I'm just going to be here in the background. volatility here. Let's see what they're pulling liquidity. Let's see what they got. We want to get above this green. We need to break above, retest, and reject above this green. Today's Friday. If they just go sideways and burn out the contracts, not unheard of. Not unheard of. It's actually typical. Typical. To the young lady in puts, if we get above this green, I would probably start cutting puts. If we get above this green, then you cut your puts. Because this is the lick box, right? So you can't, if you're in calls, you know, this is your stop. If you're in puts, this is your stop. These are the rules. So you're safe inside of this liquidity range for the time being. If we break above this and retest and reject, I'd probably cut those puts. That's what I would do. Until then, we're above the water. If we get a weak bear cycle here, the price is going up. How high? I don't know. But if we get a weak bear, it's going up. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. I'm watching along with you. We're waiting for the... Okay, hold on. Here it is. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Ideally, we like to break this liquidity box, right? We'd like to do this. Like to break, come back and test it, and continue on. This is the ideal setup. Okay, for Discord, we survived the pullback. If you're in the call, now you got to protect your trade, okay? You can't lose from here. You survived the pullback. Now you protect your trade, or, you know, work on your exit strategy. Right? This is your second bite at the apple. If you held, you didn't get stopped out. If you follow the strategy, you're doing fine. Okay? You survived the retracement. Now you can't lose. Whatever happens from here, you're going to be fine. We just had to allow the pullback, right? Our stops didn't get triggered. If you entered here, you put your stop below the last low, you allow the pullback, you're in profit now. So just be patient. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. That meme. You should have seen my face. I'm like, wait, the math didn't math for me. I was like, wait, what? I'm so dumb. I'm as dumb as that girl. I was like, wait, I don't understand that. How did that work? That was a funny meme. I like that one. Look how slow this price action is. Come on. Are you just give us our money or let us move on with our life? Jeez. Look, at this point here, if you're not willing to survive, this is your second bite at the apple. If you're not willing to survive the weak bear cycle here, go ahead and think about stopping out and allow whatever is going to happen. You know, this is what you need to think about, right? At the 20, we need confirmation above this green. That's why it's a set of if then. If this and that, then. This is our trigger to know to get ready for this. The alert still hasn't even gone off yet. See, look, if you didn't have your stop set appropriately, how many times would you have gotten chopped up and stopped out? How many times? You set your stop, be okay with whatever happens. I have the criteria for your stops in our lesson 7 or 8. Be okay with whatever happens because it's really hard to be wrong twice in a row. You just got to be patient. Well, you'll see. If this break and retest of this green doesn't happen, or this break and retest underneath 77 doesn't happen, then we're just going to get stuck in this liquidity box. I'm telling you. These are the only options. There's nothing else that's possible. I'm telling you right now. If we break this and we get above this, wait for the break and retest so you don't get caught off on liquidity grab. Now, the only reason I have a bias to the upside is because we broke our liquidity, or we're testing the top of our liquidity. So other than that, we're still in our liquidity box, and I know very well if you're trading inside of this liquidity box, you're okay with the price. You're okay with the price. Let's see what happens. We're still above the 20. I believe. Hold on, the color's getting lost on me. Yeah, I believe we're still above the 20, bouncing on it. Whenever it happens and they decide, it's going to be a big candle. It's going to be a big candle, whichever direction, up or down. It's going to be a big candle, some retracement candles, maybe 2 or 3. And then continuation. So we're building up the liquidity. Allow it to happen. Allow the pop. It's going to be obvious. It will be obvious. They're just building it up for the pop, right? This is the market settling out the orders. They're settling it out to figure out which way it's going to go. So just let the market figure out who has more calls, who has more puts, and then we're going to ride the wave. Too soon to determine a weak bear cycle. Be patient. It's too soon to determine a weak bear cycle. Be patient. Remember, the stock market is a series of if-then statements. And where we are right now is, if we break this highlighted teal line, which we did, and if we get above this green with a break and retest, then we're looking for calls. If you're risky and you're taking the play from the 20, then you're holding until we get below the 20. These are the rules, right? These are the rules. If you're playing the game, you have to play within the rules. Or else you're just gonna keep getting chopped up and stopping yourself out. It used to happen to me all the time. That's why I'm telling you. Your best bet is to let whatever's gonna happen, because your emotions are gonna get in the way. You're gonna see that red candle, you're gonna start to panic, and all of a sudden, $5 loss is going to turn to a $10 loss, and you're going to feel like, oh no, end of world. And it's just not true. You just got to be a little bit more patient. You got to let the market to settle out the orders, right? So if they broke liquidity, at least give them the chance to settle out the orders, because you don't know yet. Your best bet is to just follow the strategy, even if it's uncomfortable. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable in day trading. Because day trading pretty much is like, it's a game of, what is that show with Joe Rogan back in the day? Something about like challenge it, like, I don't know, Survivor? What was it called with Joe Rogan? And it was like people doing Fear Factor. Dang. Okay, it's like Fear Factor, right? It's who's gonna push the button first? Who's gonna drop? If you don't want to eat these bull testicles, then don't take the trade. Because there's going to be some bull testicle eating playing this game. You're going to have to eat some bull testicles. That's just what it is. But you'll see, if you're patient, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You just got to allow the market to do what it's got to do. There's a set of mechanics going on behind the scenes that we don't see. It's a computer that's saying, okay, this person ordered this much, this person ordered that much. We just gotta, they're distributing the shares. Once they're done distributing, then they're gonna have to find a place to fill orders. So we need to wait until the orders have been, or the shares have been distributed. The market is gonna look to fill orders, and we'll know based on the momentum. It looks like they really want to test green. Come on, let's get a big pop to green. Let's get that pop to green. Let's get that pop to green. Uh-huh. Okay. Listen to the young lady who, probably you're taking a loss right now. I'm sorry, but my Discord members already knew that on the break of this teal to buy a call. We already knew this. This is old information to us. You don't have access to the 5-minute chart. We already knew. Our entry was on the break of this teal. I'm sorry, young lady. But look, you're here now. Send me an email and I'm gonna get you set up, okay? Don't worry about that. Today, days like today happen. We're gonna get you back green, okay? Oh, I don't know if you're red. Well, you might be red on the day, I don't know, but we'll talk about it. Just send me an email and I'll get you set up. I'm gonna give you a free session on Monday. But, you know, I hope you take this weekend to really take some time. Look, we hit the target, right? We hit the target. Perfect. We perfectly hit the target. So none of this is all done live and in real time. And I feel really bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you took that loss. But, you know, if we're up here and you, if we get above this and you haven't stopped out by now, maybe you should. Look, if it rejects and retests, then I would stop out. If it gets above, I would stop out, madam. I don't remember your name, but I think you know who I'm talking to. And you know what? Also, here's the thing. Whatever that loss is you took right now, don't sweat it. First of all, don't sweat it. Be thankful that we're here now, and you can now identify whatever the issue was that led to a bad trade. We identified the issue, right? The issue was you weren't in my Discord. My Discord members, we already knew. We already knew. We knew that there was going to be, I told them exactly where. You see this symbol right here that I have highlighted? This means 50-50. That means from this point here, you get a 50-50 shot. If these couple candles didn't tell you the direction, if these like 2 candles didn't tell you the direction after this 50-50, this is precision, right? This is absolute precision. Now, I don't know when this is gonna happen. I just know what it needs to look like when it does happen. You know, 80% of the time, I get it right. There's 20% you guys are gonna have to use some brain power to figure out if this is a good trade or not. So look, from teal to the target, Mr. David, did you see how that worked? The important thing here was, if you didn't stick to the strategy, right? So if you took the break of this teal, if you started stopping yourself out, especially on this one, then you would have stopped yourself out. You wouldn't have got to at least the target, right? So take your trade, put your stop below the last low, even though it's uncomfortable. Let whatever needs to happen, happen. You can't let the red candle scare you out. You have to understand, this is the market settling the orders, that's all. It has to settle the order. You want it to settle the orders. Once our liquidity broke, we got a high probability that our next step is here. You just have to be patient and allow the market to do what it needs to do, right? I literally talked everything. I told everyone in the world what was going to happen. I told everyone in the world there's a wedge forming, and if we break this teal, that we're going to go to green. How do I know that? Because I already had it here. This is done a long time ago. If you're not in my Discord and you're trying to learn how to day trade, what are you doing? What are you doing? Right? Like, you got a new year coming up and you're still going to be doing the same stuff you're doing last year, holding yourself back. You see the results. Look, we're going to start a good 26. I want you to get on board. If you're sitting here listening to me, I know it's scary. I get it. I've been there. How do you think I know what's going to happen before it happens? Because I've done it a lot, many times, and I've taken losses. So young lady who took the loss today, or I don't know if you're going to take a loss today. I don't know if you're going to hold and if it's going to go down later on today. You know, we're talking about this play here. If it goes down later today, I don't know. I was talking about here. I hope that's abundantly clear. But anyways, because I think someone yesterday, we had a little discussion about it. But anyways, if you took that loss, young lady, don't worry. Don't worry. Consider that the cost for the education. You needed to take that loss to learn that now you're in the right place. We knew to either take profit here. We knew to wait. You're in the right place now, okay? So this play's done. Now we need to wait for the next setup. What's the next setup? If we get above green, right? if either you're still in it or you're waiting for your setup. The setup is going to be a butt break, retest, reject a green, right? The first setup was on the break of teal to green. Anything past that, great. This is what we wanted to bet on. We had to wait. This is how you scale your account. Even if you took, let's say you got in at the worst possible time on this candle when it broke. As long as you waited, and did the entire strategy fully and didn't allow this candle right here on 1113, if you follow the strategy and embrace the retrace, the same thing that I teach every day, if you follow the strategy and didn't let the red candle scare you, you would have reached victory. So how many times do you need to be taught that lesson? For me, it took probably close to a year, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, probably more. Yeah, definitely more than that. So it took me that time to learn that lesson. How long it's going to take you to learn that? I don't know. This is an individual journey. But I can tell you, we're taking the journey together. Okay, I'm gonna let this play out. I'm going to circulate some blood. I hope you do the same. If you're in the trade, understand your risk tolerance, right? Understand retracement. Maybe it's time to let a couple candles go by before you move your stop. Let it go up a little higher. Let's see if we get a second bite at the apple on green. Okay. First bite at the apple. Let's see if we get a second bite. It's unlikely. It's not impossible, but unlikely that the stock market is going to touch this green and just reject and never touch it again, right? You got a high probability that it's going to want to at least test it or get close to it one more time. So if you're holding, hold, understanding that concept. If you're taking your profit on key level, take your profit on key level and be okay with the results. If it keeps going up, I don't want to hear anything about FOMO. I offer you 3 options for entry and exit. You need to figure out which trader you are. Okay? We're going to figure it out, so don't panic. Just send me an email. I'm going to get you sorted out. You're going to be fine, young lady. You're going to be fine. And talk to the other members. These are good people. These are really good people. Talk to the other members. They'll tell you what you need to know, or the advice you need to hear. And chances are you're going to hear the advice, or you already know the advice. But once you get in a trade, everything changes, right? Once you get punched in the mouth, your whole fight plan changes. So this is going to take time. And I'm telling you, if you join my Discord, I'm not offering you a get rich quick scheme. It's going to take you time. It's going to take you money. It's going to take you effort, blood, sweat, and tears, but it will be worth it. I promise you that. That's what I can promise you. I'm going to get up, walk around, circulate some blood. The setup is above green. The alert still hasn't even gone off, right? We just saw a quick scalp from teal to green. That happened. So if you're not amazed by the parlor trick yet, stand by. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Okay, YouTube, I'm back. I think this is gonna be my time. We had a good day today. Let's go over some of our wins. This would be my time. I'm not gonna sit here and do this anymore. We're in the lick box. If you're gonna sit here and trade longer after me, wait for the break and retest of. You gotta wait for the break and retest of this green or this one. So it's gonna be here. I'll highlight it. Calls above this, puts below this. Okay. So that's been my time. YouTube, if you're interested in learning how to trade with me, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. Try to sign up before 2026 because the price is going up. If you sign up before 2026, you're gonna get locked in. You're gonna get locked in. This is something I agreed that I was gonna do for my first year. This is the first year. Next year is gonna be a different story. So get in now, join the family. You're gonna be fine. We do this together. We do it every day, and as long as you don't over leverage, we're gonna be good. We're gonna make this a career for you. So send me an email. Send it today so you can get the whole weekend, and then on Monday, you can get a chance to try it out, see how you like it. To the members, look, if we made money today, let's call it a day, right? We didn't overstay our welcome. We took our profit when we could. We knew we're in the lick box and the range. If you're in the range, you're okay with the price, right? If you're in the range, you're okay with the price. We knew that all we could ask from this call was from teal to green. It's already marked out. We already knew it. Same thing, right? So same concepts are always going to apply. Nothing changes. There's going to be random weird events that happen in the stock market, but pretty much it's always going to be the same rules. You just don't know the rules. I do. Join the Discord so I can help you understand the rules. YouTube, it's been a pleasure. Discord, I'm just going to head out from here. If you guys got anything for me, send me a DM. I'll be around. I'll be nearby the computer. It may take me a while to respond, but I'll be around. So send me an email. Enjoy your weekend. Let's not sit here and do this all day. We had a pretty good week. We had a couple 100% days this week. We're only getting better. We are only getting better. So send me that email. I love you guys. You have a good day. Goodbye.